Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to One for All is Love, the Daily Dose with Sonya Spirit, and that be me. um, so it's been 3 days because I have been moving. So I am in my new location. So I should be back on track. Okay, so I'm gonna make this quick because I don't really have a lot prepared, but I did want to speak on a couple of things that just came to mind. Well, it's so much to unpack in the past 3 days, like the president-elect, coronavirus being back on the rise, and then just harmony and synchronicity. Okay, so and I'm really not going to touch on the political stuff, um, because it all of that it just has to unfold as it does, and my commentary is it's just my opinion. The only thing that I can say is just be prepared. And as far as the coronavirus is concerned, I'm not surprised that that's back on the rise. As I was leaving Georgia, the last day, like I went into a couple of restaurants in the little town where I live. No one, no patron was wearing masks. Now, the the employees or the owners of these establishments, they were wearing masks, but none of the patrons were wearing masks. And apparently, they weren't imposing that restriction on them because they were waiting on them. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't surprise me. And then on top of that, I mean, think about it really. The election was just last week, so people are in line. Um, it's I'm gonna leave it alone because I'm getting ready to go down a rabbit hole that this is not the conspiracy theory hour and it's not important. Okay, that part is not important. Okay, but just know that there's a lot going on. As I've said probably 2 or 3 months ago, it will be darkest before the dawn. Yes, change is coming, but change is not good or bad. Okay, it's a perception, and it's also what you do with it, what you do with that change. Because change is always taking place, always. All right, so what else was I gonna say? I've had okay, so one thought that came to mind that really developed during this whole moving process was mobility versus stability, and it was just interesting because the conversation kind of started with me complaining about how I hate moving, and then a friend of mine said, "Well, I can't tell because I do it so often, or frequently." Probably more than the average. But the thing is, I mean, I do hate the process, but of moving, but I certainly enjoy being mobile. It's my nature, and I'm okay with that. It's dragging stuff around. Like furniture, I usually don't own that for very long. Because once you move, it gets all scratched up, and who the hell wants scratched furniture up in their house? But but like boxes and clothes until they're no longer in fashion. I mean, boxes of books and clothes, things that are pretty timeless. Certain clothes, not all clothes, uh, but anyway, you get what I'm saying. So, but stability, there's something to be said about stability too. Neither is good nor bad, and that is important that we start perceiving things is neither good nor bad because being mobile is not bad, just like being stable is not bad. Both of them have their advantages and disadvantages. The one thing that I would recommend, though, is that there is some interaction between the two. A very mobile person should have stable people in their lives, okay, or what I like to call anchors. Like my mom is an anchor. She's been in the same place for over 20 years. To me, that's an anchor, okay. Um, it's I've never mind. So anyway, so mobile people should have anchors or people of stability in their lives because it helps kind of ground them, provide a solid foundation. And by the same token, stable people, very stable people, should have mobile people in their lives. Okay. And that's exactly what they'll do. They'll be moving in and out. And the reason why that's important is because mobile people often bring new and fresh ideas and perspectives. Not to say that stable people are stale or stuck because they're not. Okay. Because there are a lot of, I've noticed couples where one is stable and the other one is mobile, and the mobile person is always doing something, okay, learning something, building something, making something, inventing something, creating something, even within the realm of their own home, okay, that they're just doing, moving. There's always change. That's what I mean by mobility, acceptance of change. Stable is less acceptance of change, okay, or more just it moves more slowly, more methodically. See, I don't want to say it in a negative way because it's not a negative thing, okay. We have to appreciate people's differences. We have to appreciate our differences. Like, I know I'm a mobile person. Um, and I know that I have attracted stable people in my life. Now, when I attract other mobile people, they have to be mentally stable. Otherwise, there's a lot of movement, but not necessarily productivity or growth. Okay. So you have to bear that in mind too. Movement does not mean, like I said, it's neither good nor bad. It doesn't mean productivity. It doesn't mean growth. It just means movement. Busy is movement. It doesn't mean you're doing anything, so that's what you have to bear in mind. Are you adding value? Okay. We're at 6 minutes. That's perfectly fine. I just wanted to do a show so I could get started again. Thank you. Today is no. Oh, today is 11/11. That's why synchronicity it came up. Synchronicity and harmony. But today is 11/11/2020, which is an 8 day. Oops. It's an 8 day, which means prosperity, abundance. So this is a good day to, as far as energy wise, if you're an 8 person and it's an 8 day, then you should be in full bloom. Otherwise, it's still an opportunity with, it's rich with abundance, opportunity, uh, uh, wealth, security, whatever it is, prosperity. That's what 8 does. Okay. All right. Well, that's all that I have today, family. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I love you and see you mañana. Goodbye.